All right, Christina, and that's where we want to pick things up with our legal analyst, Michelle Suskauer, to talk about the impact of this visual testimony of seeing the cars. Thank you for joining us and talking about this. It was emotional for us walking over there, watching everyone, but looking at these two vehicles, those of us who are even just a layer removed from all of this. So how compelling is it for the state to introduce this type of visual testimony to the jurors?
I think that this is very compelling. I think the state does this often when they have vehicles that they can show, especially in these types of cases. And it's very different when you're actually showing the vehicles as opposed to seeing photographs of them or hearing about them. So what the state did was they set up the viewing by explaining, having Troy Snellgrove, the traffic homicide investigator, explain really what they were going to see, the dynamics, of course, his expertise, then bringing the jury down to let them see for themselves.
And he showed in court the pictures, the recreation, and that the photo of the aerial of the two cars as they connected when they reconstructed the crash scene.
Absolutely.
Before they went outside.
At that maximum point where they couldn't go into each other anymore. So the jurors did not see the vehicles together. They saw them each separate. So that's a little bit different. But I think that they really got a very, very powerful view of this. No one asked any questions. Nothing was said, and it was under 5 minutes of viewing.
And that was interesting, too. They came and they looked, and they really just looked at the vehicles. They did not observe the Wilson family standing there.
That's right.
And their emotions. Very quickly, with little time left, I do want to get to the 911 call made by John Goodman. It's the first time we've heard his voice, and if he doesn't take the stand...
That's it. Then we won't hear from him again. But we heard what he sounded like. Very slow, groggy, could be intoxicated or could be a concussion. That's going to be up to this jury.
And what he said, too, could have determined, too, have some impact on the jury and what they're thinking.
Right.
We want to talk, too, and not right now, we want to go ahead and throw back to the studio, but coming up at 12:30, we're going to talk about something Michelle mentioned. It was something we were all talking about in the media room that happened in court this morning, and then Michelle joined us and said it's one of the most unusual things she's ever seen happen in court. That's coming up at 12:30 when we come back in about 25 minutes, and we're going to get out of this rain shower. The jury comes back at 1:15, so we'll see you live again with our team coverage from our reporters, our analysts, and all of our team behind the scenes. We'll throw it back to you now in the studio.